Hello everyone, Tom here. In today's episode we release a pus cavity. This cow needs extra care to recover. Enjoy the video.
I'm a better cook than I am a trimmer, so this is why I get this job. Morning folks, and welcome to Tech TV. Set up on farm here.
I don't know what you would call us, but I think we'll go down under the name of Santa's Little Helpers.
This cow in today's video was certainly on the farmer's lame list. I didn't quite manage to get a shot of her walking beforehand, but when you see what's about to come, you will certainly see why she needed our attention. I go to this farm regularly, so cows are treated quickly to make them comfortable again. Most lesions on back feet are found on the outer or lateral claw. This lesion is no different. Already we can start to see the black area along the white line. That will be the area we will investigate first to hopefully bring this cow comfort today. And there we have it, the pressurised PUS SPLURT release. This is obviously instant relief for the cow, but now we have to set the conditions right to allow the injured and aggravated corium to repair. And that process starts by changing the weight distribution, and what I mean by that is applying a block, so none of the cow's weight is on that outer digit, and when it's rested, it can start to heal. And after removing those rough edges of loose horn, I'll also apply a salicylic acid bandage to stop any further bacteria getting in and hindering this cow's recovery. Let's get her out of the crush, and as you can see, she's certainly nice and comfortable, just in time to join her friends in the milking parlour. Hello folks, it's a really exciting recheck day for cow 7365. If you can remember, this is what her foot looked like 2 weeks ago, so let's get a look and see how it's healed. My first thoughts when I get this foot lifted and washed is that I'm pretty happy with how this outer claw is looking just 2 weeks later. But this may seem too good to be true, as you're about to see. I'm really happy with how that lesion has healed up. When I was putting her into the crush, I thought she was walking a little bit funny, so I didn't know what I was going to expect. But I'm going to remove this rubber block and just check to see is there anything going on underneath. So I'm just going to test this claw here because she was yielding, walking a little bit funny I thought coming in, but it must have been either in her joint or in my imagination. So with that block removed, I've satisfied myself that there's nothing going on underneath that other claw, no undermining or no lesions that we couldn't see because the block was there. So she must, maybe it was in my imagination, maybe it was her joint, I don't know, but I'm going to put on a little wooden block in this here that will take her through the last 10% of her recovery. It may seem crazy taking off a block to put on another, but at least now I'm satisfied that that inner claw is healthy and able to bear weight okay. That's really just a wee bit of ground in dirt there, so it's coming away there now, but this cow had this cavity just here. You can see the outline of it just around by here. So that's all closed over. The corium is growing. A nice new layer of hoof here. So I'm more than delighted with how this one has went. So the reason I took off this here block here, this is the one that was on her for this last just over 2 weeks, and it hasn't, if you see the sole of it there, it hasn't wore at all. So these blocks do a really good job. These cows here are milked 3 times a day, so there's a lot of wear, and a wooden block would wear away very quickly. So the reason I put on a wooden block here now and tapered it ever so slightly, just down at the toe, just took the toe off it a little bit, is that I want this block to stay in this cow for maybe another 1.5 to 2 weeks maximum, and she'll be 100%. But the main reason I took this block off was because I thought it was hurting her underneath, and I thought we had the same sort of an abscess underneath this than what we had the very first day that we seen her. So let's get her out of the crush here now, just in time for milking. I think actually the last day we trimmed her she was just in time for milking again. So we'll let her out of the crush and see how she's going, and see, was I imagining that she was walking a little bit funny? I hope I was. The only thing I don't like the look of is that when I've let this foot down and looked around the front of it, it's a little bit swollen, so I'll just show it to you now. So this here is a little bit swollen down here, so that could be the reason why she's a little bit sore on it still. We'll get her out and see what the story is. And sadly, I was not imagining things. We now have another obstacle to overcome. I really hope this cow will make it. Time will tell. That cow had quite a big abscess there in that outer claw. We got it fixed. Our hoof is 100%. I've tested both of them, and we let her out of the crush, and it is a joint problem. So I'll probably advise the farmer to give her some appropriate painkillers, or inject her with whatever he needs to when he speaks to the vet. But we will need to recheck that cow again, just to make sure she is 100% healed. But as I say, it is quite frustrating because we fixed a problem, and there's another problem that we really can't do much about. Take care, folks, and I will bring you the recheck, and until then, look after yourselves. And just like that, folks, it's recheck day for cow 7365. I'll have to double check that, but I think that was her number. Everyone loves a good recheck day and hopefully a progress update. Let's get this lovely cow into the crush. As you can see here, we can't really do a recheck for the obvious reason that there's no cow in the crush. So it turns out that Gareth's remote control had timed out as I was chatting to you all there and putting the cow up the race. When I pressed the button to catch the cow, nothing happened, and she escaped. There she is, looking back, probably having a little laugh to herself. And that just gives us another opportunity just to see how great she is walking compared to how sore she was a few weeks ago. Take 2 for cow 7365. I remote control the little green lights on it, so all's good. Definitely a lot easier to perform a hoof trimming recheck when you have a cow actually in the crush. So this cow is absolutely flying, as you've seen there when she got away. So I'm just going to check this one foot because it's only a couple of weeks ago from we actually seen her before. So all the feet are fine, and this is technically just a recheck on this one hoof. So as I said there, it's a couple of weeks ago from we seen this cow. She had this big cavity here, as you just seen there, but her hoof looks nice and clean. She's motoring along nicely on it, so she has this infection up around here that's unfortunately moved into her joint, but her hoof appears to be fixed. There are some lines around here. Just gonna clean that out, make sure there's nothing. The best way to figure out if a cow is lame or not is just with the hoof testers. So that's the one we had the block on. It's fine. She's also not flinching or yielding at all on this claw that had that large outburst of pus. So as a hoof trimmer, I'm really happy with how the hooves have healed up on this cow. It is unfortunate, and I'd rather that this infection didn't move up her leg, but whatever caused it, maybe it's linked, maybe it's not linked. My knowledge ends here, and it's just this little bit of the hoof. So from here on up, I pass over. That's what it's all about working together with the vets, nutritionalists, farmers, and everyone to make these cows as happy as they can. In this example, we have made this cow comfortable. She's got over her infection in her hoof. Her mobility has been restored. It's not affecting her or slowing her down in any way, which you're about to see when we let her out of the crush.
As sort of frustrating as this situation is, we must look at the positives, and for that reason I am happy that this cow is walking comfortably.
Hello again, folks. Do you recognise this cow? You really should. It's the cow that this whole video has been about. So we have cow 7365 just into the crush. She's in, the last time I seen her was around 2 months ago, so she's in for her dry off trim. So let's get a look at see how this foot is, and more importantly, how that leg is. So if you remember from the last day, this cow, her hoof had healed nicely, but she had this swelling here. Now, I don't think it just went down at all. It's a little bit soft still, but on her way into the crush, it certainly isn't holding her back. She had this massive pus splurt that came out of this claw here some time ago. So let's get her checked, let's get her routine trimmed and see how we get on. And I know I can already hear the keyboard of some of you folk. Why did you not wash that foot? Why did you not wash it before you started? But I'm sorry, but with this one here, it's just a routine trim. The hoof capsule and hoof is completely sound, so there's probably not really much benefit in washing the claw, and it slows us down a little bit, especially when we're trimming a dry cow batch, when there's no real problems or situations arising. The cow is less time in the crush, and washing it really doesn't make a big pile of difference. But as you can see here, she had a little bit of hoof growth in this last 2 months. There's a small little bit of bruising starting here, which we have rested by stabilising this and lowering this claw a little bit more. So from the initial injury that this cow sustained and the pus cavity, she has made a full, incredible hoof recovery. We weren't exactly aiming for this here infection in the joint to travel up, but things aren't perfect and we did our best. So with this routine trim done, let's get her out and let's see how she's responded to the medication from the vet and the farmer along with the hoof trim. As you can see, that cow is walking really nicely, and I asked myself, is that a perfect outcome? Well, it's probably not perfect. Nothing really ever is truly perfect. That would be perfect if the swelling had have went down and she was walking there as well as she is, but we did our best. This is a real life hoof trimming channel, and we worked together with the vet and the farmer to bring that cow from a place of discomfort to comfort. So in those terms, I guess it is a perfect outcome, or as perfect as it could have been. Thanks for watching, folks. See you on the next one.
That was a different journey to what we expected, but we are glad she is comfortable. See you tomorrow where we see bacteria really taking a grip on a cow's leg.